Well, there have been a lot of questions about how to improve safety in the workplace since a shooting in Minneapolis last month.
Now, one local lawmaker is calling for legislative hearings on the matter. Delane Cleveland has more.
September 27th is a day that ended in tragedy after Andrew Engeldinger, who had just lost his job at Accent Signage, killed 5 people before turning the gun on himself.
Clearly, what happened at Accent Sign was tragic on a lot of counts.
State Senator Latz says there was a failure somewhere along the line to recognize the signs of mental illness. Now it's time for state lawmakers to intervene.
This is not the first time that we've had issues at the intersection of mental illness and guns. And I think it's a line that we need to explore further so that we can, wherever possible, intervene and prevent this kind of situation from developing.
Latz is calling for informational hearings on how law enforcement and other authorities can get better information on people with signs of mental illness. But he admits that privacy concerns could be an issue.
I think we would need to discuss that in the hearing. There are laws about privacy of medical records, and mental health is a medical issue. But there are times when that mental health becomes a public concern.
Meanwhile, in downtown St. Paul, the Minnesota Department of Labor has been busy fielding questions about workplace safety.
In the past, I think the attitude has been it can't happen to us.
Vicki Sanders is Minnesota's Workplace Violence Prevention Coordinator. It's her job to teach employers how to prevent workplace violence.
The chances of something, escalating to the height of homicide is rare.
Sanders admits there's not a one-size-fits-all approach for businesses, but there is a common denominator that everyone should follow.
Put a workplace violence prevention plan in place. It's not required, but it's moving towards that.
Any legislative hearing on the issue wouldn't take place until either January or February, but the Minnesota Department of Labor is hosting a free roundtable discussion on workplace violence in St. Paul on November 1st.